Day 66 of 100 days of cross stitch. Today we're going to be blending, which is when you mix two different colour cotton strands together to create a new colour. But before I explain why, I'll just quickly explain the setup. I've decided to blend blue and red because that will be noticeable on camera. And this is around the time I decided to switch to a darker blue because the red was dominating the light blue and it wasn't showing up clearly. Anyway, don't worry about that. And because I'm using 3 strands, I've decided to use 2 strands of red and 1 of blue on the first half of the square, and 1 strand of red and 2 blues on the second half, and then we can compare them. It's going to make sense in a second. Okay, so why blending? Basically, it's used to create new colours, but it's being used less and less these days simply because we now have so many more cotton colours available. You might still want to use blending if you're working on a really big project, especially one that uses lots of shades of the same colour. So think about designs with people or faces. You need plenty of subtle shading so that the features actually stand out, instead of just looking like one big beige or brown blob. Blending helps with that because it gives you more colour options to play with. So usually you'd blend 2 shades that sit next to each other on the colour chart. For example, if you've got 10 shades of brown numbered from 1 lightest to 10 darkest, you could blend 1 strand of shade 4 with 1 strand of shade 5 to create a new in-between shade, basically shade 4.5. I hope that makes sense. But for this design, I'm stitching with red and blue, which I know doesn't really make sense because I could just grab one of the many purple threads I already have. But being sensible isn't exactly the goal of this challenge. And actually, it's turning out kind of cute. It doesn't look purple when it's up close, but it's got this kind of 3D magic eye kind of vibe. You can even see the difference between the 2 sides. So one leans more red, the other more blue. Anyway, this is a fun little experiment, something to consider next time you want to mix up your colours. Okay, that's it, we're done. Bye!